Lord Heseltine has told Look North that coastal and rural communities in East Yorkshire and Northern Lincolnshire are being left behind by the government body set up to promote the North, and that leaving the EU won't change the area's fortunes. The former Conservative minister made the claims in a speech today, saying that the Northern Powerhouse was losing out because the different groups in it are not working together. I spoke to Lord Heseltine earlier, but first Victoria Holland reports on how the Northern Powerhouse idea began.
We want to build a Northern Powerhouse. In the Northern Powerhouse.
More money, more things. A great Northern Powerhouse.
People who are the Northern Powerhouse.
A great.
In the Northern Powerhouse.
Great power. The economic powerhouse.
It's becoming a bit repetitive, the Northern Powerhouse. Is it a revolutionary way to improve the northern economy, or an abstract idea that's not making a difference? Do you know what the Northern Powerhouse is?
Northern Powerhouse. Not really, no. What is it?
I've heard the term. I've heard it mentioned on the radio before, particularly what was when they were talking about the train links in particular, but other than that, I wouldn't be able to explain it.
People are talking about, but nothing seems to be happening.
The idea of the Northern Powerhouse is to bring more investment to the north and improve things like transport links. But there are so many different organisations involved. There's local enterprise partnerships, there's all the local councils and Transport for the North. And now a new report says that they need to work together better, otherwise coastal communities and small towns risk being left behind. The report from the Royal Town Planning Institute is backed by Lord Heseltine, a former cabinet minister. He was there when George Osborne launched the Northern Powerhouse, and back in 2016 he had high hopes for the idea.
The people of the North are getting their opportunity to control their destiny.
It's been 5 years since the Northern Powerhouse idea began, but with so much government focus on Brexit, some worry that Osborne's dream of a northern economy to rival London's may get left behind. Victoria Holland, BBC Look North.
Well, this afternoon I spoke to Lord Heseltine after his speech. Last week he was suspended from the Conservative Party for saying that he would vote for the Liberal Democrats in the European elections. Today he told me that Brexit was still the thing which will have most impact on East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire.
Lord Heseltine, you're a big supporter of the North. Do you think without the Northern Powerhouse working for all parts of the North, then this North-South divide is going to get wider?
The North-South divide is very largely driven by London, and it's very difficult to replicate the opportunities of a capital city. But the great thing is to make sure that the outside London areas, North of course vitally important, is so organised to maximise its own strengths and opportunities.
Does the inequality need to be tackled? Otherwise, and do you think that the 2016 referendum was linked to that?
It's the last referendum on Brexit was a reflection of the 8 years, 10 years of relative economic hardship. People were fed up. They were looking for some alternative, for change. And the easy people to blame are foreigners, immigrants, bureaucrats. That's what Brexit is about. In or outside the European Union, the same structural deficits will exist, and we have to do something about them. And the easy way to do it is to create conurbation authorities with directly elected mayors and with the very large discretionary funds that flow.
Why does the Tory leadership battle fill you with dread, as you have said?
I feel sad at the prospect of my party voting to make Britain poorer and less powerful. And that is what Brexit is. It is Britain leaving the top table of world power politics. It is to put a stranglehold round the neck of Britain's enterprise-making companies.
Who is your choice? Because it's more than likely going to be a Brexiteer, isn't it?
I have no choice, but I've made one very thing clear, and I speak on behalf of a very large number of former Conservative voters. We will never vote for a party that is committed to a no deal Brexit and all the chaos and damage that that would follow.
So many people watching in Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, they don't want a second referendum, they just want to get out. Would that be a disaster?
Your words and mine, yes.
So are they misguided? Do they not know what they're thinking? You've seen the numbers of people who
Look, many of these people are supporters of the party I've worked for 40 or 50 years. I'm not going to denigrate them. I'm not become involved in abuse. I think their judgment is wrong, and I pray in evidence the views of every Conservative Prime Minister since Winston Churchill that I've worked for, who made it clear that Britain's self-interest is inextricably interwoven with Europe. We've had peace and relative prosperity for the last 70 years. That is unheard of in European history.
Lord Heseltine, very good to chat with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.